Welcome to the Middle-Raged podcast, where your hosts, Adam and Keith, get a bit cross about stuff that really doesn't matter. Bless them. Oh, and we should probably warn you that things can be a bit sweary at times.
Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the Middle-Raged podcast with me, Adam Eccles, and my co-host, Keith A. Pearson. Good afternoon.
It is afternoon now. We started this morning, and we've had a lengthy preamble,
Yes.
which means that we need to probably cut quite a bit of stuff from the beginning. We've got so much to talk about, have we not?
We have. It's been a bumper week for the Middle Rage.
Bumper week.
for the rage. I don't know what's the word. Rage addicted. The ragers of the world.
Yes,
we've had a bumper week. So
I reckon I was going to say we managed to go a whole episode. This may be the first episode that has not referenced the weather, but I think because we had the heat wave over here in the UK, I think that's ramped up people's rage levels.
That's a good point.
Yeah. People get more narked when they're hot and bothered, right?
Sweaty and you can't get cool and you're tired because you can't sleep. Very good point, yes. So everyone's pissed off because it got too hot.
Yeah, they've been piling in.
Yeah, you see, people think they love hot weather and lying on beaches and stuff, but that's all very well, but you're not lying on the beach, you're still doing your job, right? And now it's all sweaty and hot and irritable.
You're sat in your car in traffic, or you're fucking mowing the lawn, or some other heinous job, and we're not built for it. Anyway, let's not go down that weather rabbit hole because we have big news.
We have, so let's jump straight into it. You know what? I meant to make a little thing, but I haven't got one. We'll go with that. So
perfect.
We have a new king, and this is the legend Math Sweet. So you'll remember Math from our roasts a while back. Sound fella has now jumped straight to the top of the Buy Me a Coffee charts, and quite possibly needs to be checked for insanity, right? But Math gave us 10 coffees. So, wow. Cheers, dude.
We don't know if Math is married, but when his missus sees that on the bank statement, that's going to take some explaining. You get 50 quid to them bellends.
But yes, absolute legend. Straight to the top of the charts. And my motto now is going to be, can anyone beat the sweet?
I like that. That's very good. Can you beat the sweet? Which is actually a good point or a good opportunity for us to sort of quickly interject with a new system that we have introduced, a new way that we can dip our hands into your pockets, metaphorically, obviously. Anything else would be illegal, and we don't want to be rummaging around in anyone's actual pockets. But we have set up a little system called, this is also on buymeacoffee.com/middle rage, where you can just chip in as a supporter and pay a measly £2 a month.
£2 a month, yeah. Come on.
Not even a coffee, is it?
No, definitely not. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably not even a litre of petrol. Is it?
No, I don't even know what a litre. No, it's about £1.30, I think, at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah,
you're not going to get very far with £2, are you? In your car?
You're not. You're really not. But from our perspective, the costs of running this are increasing. We won't bore you with all the various things, but there are numerous services that we have to employ to deploy the pod. Yes. So if you're able to chip in with a regular monthly subscription of just £2, you will have our eternal thanks, and we'll give you a shout out.
There you go.
There you go. And if you want us to say happy birthday to anyone, yeah, fine, we'll do that.
What's your name and where you're from?
I think, yeah. So you can either do a one-off donation, as Legend Status Math Suite has done. You don't have to buy us 10 coffees. A single coffee would be hugely appreciated. Or if you're feeling, you can't be asked to do that, and you just think, do you know what? I'll just chip in with £2. I'll pay my dues, because these idiots provide me with the occasional chuckle.
That's right.
Then, yeah, £2 a month.
Yeah, 28 episodes, right? I mean, if you've listened to all of them this far, that's like almost like we should be having family dinner with Sunday roast and everything. You're part of the thing now, right? So yeah.
And on the feedback front, and we have had plenty of feedback now. Thank you very much. That is still live on the website. If you
the survey,
if you want to contribute, the listener feedback survey. Yes. But it is now a significant consensus of asked for a weekly episode, which we are hoping to do. Yeah. And obviously, as we transition towards that, the donations and the sponsorship. Are we calling it sponsorship?
Well,
support. Let's go with that. Begging bowl. Yeah. So that couple of quid a month, that would help us get towards once enough people have sort of chipped in, then that helps us move towards doing a weekly episode rather than fortnightly or bi-weekly for our American friends.
Yes. People might not wondering why does that help? Well, actually, because there's a limit of what we can upload to the podcast thing, right? So in order to produce more content, we actually have to pay them more. So yeah, it's not insignificant at all. So yeah, that's why. So
there we go. So should we put the begging bowl away now?
Yeah. Okay.
For another week.
But we can't let it go without mentioning Ella B, who bought 3 coffees.
Yes.
And she's guessing that they are hypothetical. They are, because I make my own coffee at home and it's much cheaper than £5, I tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Ella, for your 3 coffees. And she chose 3 deliberately to start a fight between us. Just interesting plan, but it's okay. We'll split it up. It's fine. It will just
£2.50 each.
Yeah, there you go. So fair enough. And she's listening to episode 5. Okay, well, so it'll be a while before you get here then. But fair play to you when you do.
Thank you very much. I think that's Ella Bella, who's also a reader. So double thank you.
Yes,
Ella Bella, much appreciated.
Good stuff. So yeah, buymeacoffee.com/middle rage. Beat the sweet. All right.
Deserves a jingle.
It does, actually, yeah. I mean, I'll think about that.
Put it on your to-do list.
Yeah. Right, so moving on then to Catch-Up Corner. Now, we got a lot of stuff in here. I want to start this off with, I think I've probably mentioned several times that toasters are shite, right? They never toast properly. They don't do even distribution of heat. They take forever. They seem to make wet toast sometimes, and just
what the fuck are you doing with your toaster that makes wet toast?
Maybe it's not wet when you take it out, but have you noticed this? If you put a slice of toast on a plate,
I know what you're going to say now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a different strategy. I take mine out. I leave it in there because I don't. When I apply my spread of choice, I like my toast cold, so I leave it for 10 minutes.
Oh, you sick fuck! What? Hang on, cold toast?
Well, it's kind of cold. It's more sort of tepid, really.
Oh no, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, but do you know why I do it? It's because this started off, I had cold toast in a hotel once with butter on, and I quite enjoyed that. Because what happens is the butter or the spread doesn't melt. So you don't get greasy fingers, and secondly, you're not Do you ever get that thing where you actually keep applying butter and you end up with a soggy piece of toast because you've put too much butter on? I don't get that.
I suppose, yeah, that's a good point. And just a shout out here, Americans don't know what butter is. That weird stuff that's white and fluffy, not butter. So you need to be eating Kerrygold butter. So
Indeed.
that's made. And from where I am, I can see Kerry.
Is it gold?
It's green.
Okay.
Greeny gold, I suppose. But anyway, Kerrygold butter, best butter in the world, long story short, right? But any other thing, margarine, what the fuck is margarine? I think that's like wartime weird crap that's got weird...
It doesn't taste of anything, does it?
No, it's...
Do you ever get
just...
margarine, right? This is going off at a tangent. Do you ever get a margarine smear on your glasses?
Oh...
You might as well throw them in the bin. They're ruined. You're never getting that off.
Yeah. What the hell is in that stuff, right? That's nuclear waste, that is. I don't approve of margarine. Don't have to, drown in butter either, because that's not great. But some butter, I think, is good for you, right?
Yeah. Can I just also interject with another very quick observation regarding our American cousins? They don't butter bread when they're making a sandwich.
What is that about?
I don't know.
Do they use some other lubricant?
I'm assuming mayonnaise or I don't know.
That's sick. That's another sick fucking
thing.
Sorry, but yeah.
Okay, we should move on from that
anyway,
before we lose our 2 American listeners.
Very good. So I had this revelation the other day. I splashed out and there was an Amazon deal and I got a refund or something, right? So I splashed out and bought a Ninja air fryer. Right?
Welcome to the club.
They're brilliant, aren't they?
Amazing.
Brilliant, right?
I know we should be ranting and raging, but we can't do that about the air fryer.
No, it's a revelation, right? So as I said, my history of toasters has not been great. And I was like, the air fryer gets hot. Why don't I try? Because it's got extra crispy mode.
Yes.
You tried that one? So I just put a couple of slices of bread into the air fryer thing, put it on extra crispy, 3.5 minutes, boom, fucking absolutely evenly toasted, properly hot, and because I don't want it cold. And I've stopped using the toaster. So,
oh my god, this is the kind of material, the content that people, I think, Good Housekeeping, the magazine, they would be all over this.
Kill for this,
yeah. But no, we're bringing it to you first. I've not tried this, and I'm absolutely going to do it tomorrow morning.
Definitely. I mean, it's because the other thing I find with the toaster, it's a very vague how long it's going to take, and it doesn't seem to be predictable. You think that you set it, and then it, unless you've got a mega fancy toaster that will text you when it's done or something, right? But I have not.
I mean, what are you doing in those 3 minutes? I mean,
well, yeah.
There's not enough time to do anything, really, is it?
No, I'm making the scrambled eggs, right? Or whatever.
Oh, okay, sorry, yes.
Yeah, but basically, air fryer toast, revelation.
What temperature? So you put it on extra crispy for 3.5 minutes.
3.5 or 4 minutes, I suppose it depends on your bread. Experiment, see how it goes.
Do you have to turn it?
No, because
God.
I think it sort of comes from underneath as well somehow, the heat.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how that, but it's got
depends
like
on your if you I too have a Ninja, and that it's, I think, and it's not the first air fryer I've had. The first one was shockingly awful.
Yes,
but okay.
The Ninja Extra Crispy, I think it's 240 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot. But obviously there's no rack, so you just have to sort of flap the bread in there, and you probably couldn't do more than 2 or 3 slices at once in each tray, right? But mine has 2 trays, so
Yeah.
so
I've just thought of another benefit.
Yeah.
Crummage.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yes, because you just wash the thing in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
No more crumbs.
Or you just tip the bust the thing out, don't you?
Yeah,
All your seeds and stuff that fall off your bread, you just pull out your little thing, tip it in the bin. Yeah. Quick rinse round.
So I think we started something here.
Yeah.
Toasters are dead. Long live the air fryer.
Well, listen, I think we can both agree on this that the toaster had to die because it's just it's had a good innings and it's continually disappointed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
evolution.
So let's hear from people. If you have tried this and you're happy with the results, let us know and we can discuss it next time.
Can we just put in a disclaimer at this point? If anyone's house burns down between now and the next episode, Adam is the one to blame. Okay, I had no say in this, so you know where to send your lawyers.
Right.
Straight to Adam's door.
Yeah, well, I don't answer the door, but okay.
Okay.
Good stuff. All right. So let us know how you get on with your toast experiments. Obviously don't crisp the fuck out of it, right? For 18 hours or something, because then you're asking for trouble, right? But yeah. 3 minutes seems to do the trick. 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So now, from listeners then, so out in the wild, from Sarah, who found more tea abominations. So this is a photo, but it's a photo of Yorkshire tea malty biscuit brew.
I can't actually get my head around that. That is tea that tastes like that would. Do you know you ever dunk a biscuit in a tea and it breaks off?
Yes.
And it sort of starts dissolving before you get a chance to. I mean, that biscuit's gone. You can't rescue that.
No,
it's over, and it will just sort of slowly dissolve and fall to the bottom. That's when you get that flavour, and that flavour is rank. Yeah. No one wants a tea tasting of biscuit.
No, and yet the Yorkshire Tea Company seem to think people do. And what does it say? Let's have a proper break.
You're reading the box now.
Yeah, okay. I can't really see it because my eyes are fucked. But let's have a proper break. 40 tea bags. I mean, and so what riled Sarah was that this implied that you could just drink the tea and you don't actually need a biscuit, which is obviously just offensive, right? I mean, yeah.
I mean, is there anything more British than tea and biscuits, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You are not you're not quenching anyone's need for a chocolate hobnob just by calling it biscuit brew.
Oh.
Well, it's like buying a pint of lager and then infusing it with kebab.
Or salt and vinegar.
Yeah, they are good things individually, and they complement one another. Yeah. But you don't want one tasting like the other, do you? Yeah. They are separate entities. Fuck off with all of this. Yeah. It's gone too far now.
Yeah. Imagine if there was peanut flavored lager. Just stop it, guys.
Well, they do that with. I've noticed that there's this creeping in because there was it's been an explosion with ciders, isn't there? And now there's like every fucking flavour of cider, deck chair and kumquat and all this sorts of random flavour ciders. But it's now started to creep into the world of lagers where there's they've gone easy. So you can have like lager with a hint of lime or lemon or zest or whatever. Okay. But you know that where this is going, there will be peach lager, parsnip. Oh, God.
Parsnip brew, that's in the post, isn't it?
Actually, I would say, Foster's. They could literally put anything, and that is going to improve it. Parsnip, swede,
cheese and onion, garlic,
cheese and onion. Stick anything in Foster's. But as a rule, you can't be dicking around with lagers.
No, and tea. I think we need to put. I suppose the sort of tea revolution of all the sort of herbal teas, the stuff that isn't really tea, and unless it's Tea to me is black tea that you put milk in, right? Anything else, or Earl Grey or something like that with lemon.
I don't put milk in mine.
Oh, do you not? Okay.
Because I'm not a heathen.
Okay.
How dare you criticize my toasting?
Do you put lemon in instead?
When you're putting milk in tea?
Well, yeah, just a splash. Just a spot. But anyway, okay. I don't put milk in coffee. That's my thing, right?
Okay. The one thing that actually needs it. Because you need to drink that straight away, right? I mean, you need that infusion of caffeine quickly as you can when you wake up.
Yeah.
A good splosh of milk brings the temperature down. And
I'm a weirdo, right? I like it hot. I'm like Marilyn Monroe. Some like it
like
hot.
your toast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, multi-tea, fuck off, Yorkshire Tea Company. Just stick that.
Barred.
Yeah, barred. So, moving on from Math, that's the legend Math, as he'll now be referred. So he's really pissed off about the washing machine clicks. I'm not sure about...
I don't know what that means.
Read this. I think... Okay, I know what he means. Yeah, so you start the washing machine, you put all your stuff in, you press the buttons, you put the little soapy thing in there and press the button, and then it goes click, and now it's locked.
Yes. And
then you find a fucking sock.
Listen, I have recently discovered that this is only a problem with certain machines. I recently came across a machine where you could actually stop it after the initial click and bung stuff in it. Yeah.
Well, I need one of those. Wow.
I will find out more and report back in a later episode about the make and model of this particular machine.
And what does it do if it's like full of water and, literally opening the door would flood your utility room or kitchen or whatever?
Well, there's only certain... I think people would be surprised how... I don't think washing machines use as much water as they maybe used to.
Right.
And secondly, I guess it depends on the size of the drum.
Yeah.
How much water is sloshing around in there? How much clothes are in there?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of periods where where it's filling up and shit. So you do have a period before it actually does anything where you could pick up that errant sock.
If you think about a dishwasher, right? That's also a device in your kitchen that's splashing around water, right? But you can always open them. I've never heard of a dishwasher where it's locked. Why are the fucking washing machines so tight?
Do you know why? And we've discussed this because people are fucking idiots. And there will be someone who opens it when it's, the water's halfway up the glass bowl bit and floods the kitchen and then tries to sue Zanussi or whatever.
That's true. Yeah. Oh dear. And then it plays a 30-second fanfare when it's finished. That is, that's quite offensive, isn't it?
I'm going to guess that's a washing machine, probably Samsung. It's probably Eastern European, Taiwan or somewhere like that, because they do love their jingly noises, don't they?
They do. So, little anecdote here. Long time ago now, I rented a little mini digger thingy for digging out the garden and stuff, which was quite fun in the end, actually.
Were you burying bodies?
Well,
you're not going to admit that on the podcast. Maybe tell me afterwards.
Yeah, I was burying all sorts of things. Yeah, but but it's quite fun if you ever get the chance to play with a little, what's it? Like a Tonka. Is
like
it
a JCB type thing?
Yeah, but it's like a small one, and you sort of drive it around. And anyway, it was like Mitsubishi or one of those weird, companies that make everything.
Yeah.
Every time you put the key in and turned it on, it had this weird little girl, sexy anime voice saying something in Japanese. God knows what now, but it was like really creepy. and when you turned it off as well, it sort of said bye-bye in some weird, creepy, weird, anime voice. It's like, Ooh, why is that in my digger?
They do like the sort of bing bongy type stuff. The our friends from
Asian
East Asia.
friends,
I think I saw a YouTuber the other day about a guy using an ATM. I think it was in Seoul, and this thing was binging and bonging and fanfaring and So it seems to be a cultural thing where they just love that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But
weird.
I don't think anyone needs a fanfare from their washing machine.
Especially.
Do you know what we want is a washing machine that could then spit those clothes straight into the tumble dryer?
Yeah, definitely. Or some of them do both, right? But I find those
badly.
Both of the things are bad. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and they have a very small drum.
Yes. Right, because they have to do
Yeah. So,
but when you're sort of encouraged to do this sort of thing at night, right? Because of the cheap power and whatnot, your lesser usage, right? So if you don't really want a loud 30-second beepy bongy fanfare at 3 a.m, do you?
Speak for yourself.
Fair enough. Dear. Okay, so thanks for those math, and good to hear. We share those issues.
We do, and we've had some feedback from was it the last episode? I lose track, regarding toilet seats. I think it was the one before, wasn't it? Who knows?
I can't remember now, but yeah, we were definitely talking about, what were we talking about? Toilet seats. They get dirty or something, wasn't it? I don't know.
I think it was poor design, wasn't it? Yeah. We are so well researched on this one. We've got all our ducks in a row, as they say.
I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks or something, hasn't it? So we can't expect it to remember that sort of detail, right? But apparently, and
this is from Emma.
Yeah, from Emma. Yeah. So I'm struggling to understand these, but she says that there are pop-off, pop-on toilet seats, and these are very much a real thing. And this has benefited her for many years in a house full of males. So,
does Emma live with a rugby team?
Apparently.
We want to know the setup there, Emma.
House filled with males.
Yeah.
So, how do they... I'm trying to understand pop-off, pop-on toilet seats.
I mean, what are you taking it on holiday?
Bring your own toilet seat with you. Would you wear it around your neck?
You
that's just go into
grim.
Tesco's and
That is grim. I'm assuming it just pops on and off for ease of cleaning, rather than for actual, transport. I mean, you're not. It's not like everyone in the house has their own toilet seat. Although, where would you put them? You hang them on the wall in the bathroom, and then as you go in,
rack. A
rack of toilet seats.
Outside the bathroom. Pick your seat, pop on, pop off, put it back. I mean, you give it a wipe though. Lance.
But as anyone with teenage kids who's had teenage kids will tell you that they will just use yours and they just abuse it. I mean, because that's kind of what you can't even get them to change a toilet roll when it's empty, let alone actually trust them to use or turn the light off. You can't trust them to use their own allocated toilet seat. They just grab the nearest one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to. Maybe it's just a toilet that's got no top on it at all, and that when Emma wants to use the thing, she does pop on her own seat, or maybe that's what it is. But I'm just I've never seen these, never even heard of them, right? So I'm a bit confused how
I was going to say send photos, but
I don't know if we want to see that. But anyway, yeah, interesting.
Oh, right. Should we wrap this section up with a final comment, which is completely unrelated to everything, but it was a comment that was popped onto our X feed from Mr. D Head. Now, we're going to assume that Mr. D Head is not his actual name. In fact, we know it's not because we can see his Twitter actual username. But Mr. D-Head once asked, can you discuss why do men wear a jumper around their shoulders? Jumper, sweater,
yes,
with the arms sort of crossed across their chest. And
Yes.
and the reason we brought this up, because we do think it's a valid question.
Oh, yeah. I definitely do. And I know the answer, right? But I'm probably not going to say why.
See, back in the day, what men used to do is you tie it around your waist, and women, obviously. You just tie it around your waist, yeah? And that was an acceptable thing.
Well, what's it for, though?
Well, let's assume you went out, right, and you're walking around and it gets a bit warm. You take your top off,
Okay.
and you may have a T-shirt underneath.
Right.
So you take off your jumper, sweater, and you tie it around your waist. Perfectly acceptable. But it then became a fashion thing where men would just drape a sweater over their shoulders, tied at the front. It was a look. And it is the look of wankers, I would say.
I think, that is how you identify yourself as an absolute tosser.
Yeah. Because it's ridiculous. Either wear it or don't wear it, right? And if you don't want to wear it because it's too hot, wrap it around you tight around your waist. Yeah. No one else is going out. I mean, you're not doing this with any other item of clothing, are you? Ladies are not going out with a bra draped around their neck just in case, my backs are a bit sweaty, so I'm going to whip my bra off and drape it around my neck. Okay, that's not a thing. At least I don't think it's a thing.
I've never seen that, but I'm open to...
to be convinced otherwise.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, you don't... Imagine...
You don't get hot feet and then put your socks over your shoulders, do you?
Oh, God. Please, God, no. Or you take your trousers off and wear them around your neck. Just stop it. Or your shoes. I don't know. But I, if you ever watch, a sort of movie from the 80s or 90s, and the bad guy, the arseholes, the people who are trying to do something bad to your protagonist, they're always wearing those jumpers, right, with the shoulders, absolute. They're the
smarmy college type.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are then, they're in Princeton or what's that other university?
Yale.
Yeah, all of those things. Yeah, that and they're there because they're rich, not because they're clever, right? But they walk around with these sweaters and they're tied over. They're just.
Okay. So that tells us all we need to know. But this did lead us to a conclusion that we must and we will, assuming that you, dear listeners, would like to, do an entire episode dedicated to clothing and attire.
Yeah, and I think that
because there's a lot to rage about there, right?
There certainly is. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, no, let's save it for that show.
Let's save it.
But there definitely is. And if you've got, this is your opportunity to let us know what pisses you off about clothes.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that could be a very long list and a very long episode.
Yeah. Good. All right. So now we've gone half. We better get to the point.
Let's do it.
So this episode, we are enraged about opinions, and opinions are like arseholes, which means I don't know if unsolicited is the right word here, but it's unsolicited, unpleasant, and everywhere.
I think just unpleasant and everywhere is probably enough, isn't it? I mean, and they're not everywhere, really, are they? Well, they are. I suppose they are everywhere. Unseen, thankfully.
Arseholes, yeah. But everyone's got one, and they're unpleasant.
Did you know that you can get, and this is commonplace, you can get your arsehole bleached?
Okay.
This is a real thing. You can go into certain beauty salons and you can get your arsehole bleached.
Why?
Well, okay, that's the first question. So, no, you need to step back from that and go, firstly, for you to know that your arsehole needs bleaching, you must have seen it.
I mean...
And I'm trying to think of any I don't know what you were doing to notice that your arsehole required bleaching.
I imagine that you're cleaning a mirror and you're naked.
Well, if you're a porn star, maybe you know
Right.
you're going to be that's front and center. But for most other people, I'm assuming that not everyone that goes to get their arsehole bleached is a porn star.
Is it that popular? This is news to me. I mean,
You weren't aware of this, okay?
and I mean, are they? Is it because of they want it to be differently coloured, or because it's so filthy that they need to bleach it?
Well, I think there is some. Oh God, I'm assuming that there is. And again, I'm only going by anecdotal evidence here because I've never squatted over a mirror.
Done that, right?
That it probably over time it takes on a certain hue.
Okay.
I would have thought, right? And some people may not find that particular hue palatable, so they would like a skin coloured arsehole. So they go off to these beauty salons, and once they've had their bits and pieces waxed, they go, could you give the arsehole a quick bleaching? I don't know what type of bleach they use. I'm assuming it won't be Domestos. Because you could do that at home, right?
Lemon scented.
I wonder how many, right? I bet this has happened where people have turned up at A&E having applied actual household bleach to their arsehole.
Oh.
That's good as smart, isn't it?
I mean...
You wouldn't eat for a week, would you, out of fear?
No, fucking... I don't... we're not lawyers or doctors, right? But I would suggest don't fucking do that.
Oh.
Don't do
right,
that.
okay, sorry, I've taken us off.
I'm curious now what the purpose... I mean, is it predominantly women who do this, do you think? Or there's fellas out there going...
I don't know. And I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I just don't understand how you know that your arsehole needs bleaching.
Told you. You can do with an arsehole bleach, mate. You take your car in to get the tracking done. No. And we've got a special on at the moment, mate. Yeah, you could do with a bit of an arsehole bleach there as well. You we'll just tack it on. It's only 15 quid.
But if you're not noticing yourself, which would involve, I'm guessing, squatting on a mirror,
definitely,
then it must be that a partner
camera
brought it up in conversation.
Yeah, imagine that discussion. You passed the cornflakes, love, and last night I
caught glimpse.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I've heard of this. You can get your ass bleached. That's how to get your fucking shagging privileges cut off, isn't it? What do you fucking mean, my arsehole needs bleach? Oh dear.
Right, we're going to run. This is going to be like a 2-week episode. We're going to run from this one straight into the next one.
Oh dear. Right. Look. Okay. So if you have had that done, I suppose don't tell us because I don't.
Leave it.
Move on. Right. So Lee Bird on Facebook had some feedback for us. So this is about opinions being. Let's just skip the arsehole bit. But opinions being unsolicited and unpleasant and everywhere, right? So Lee Bird said on Facebook that she made a comment on Fuller's Brewery post that she liked the HSB beer and was fed up with too many IPAs. Fair enough. I mean, I don't mind.
That sounded like code, right? There's a lot of people that were listening to that going, what was that?
Yeah. What is HSB? I don't know what that is. I know what IPA is, but...
HSB, I think it's just like a model of beer.
Okay.
And what is an IPA? I know what an IPA is, but I don't know what is that. It's an acronym, I'm guessing.
Indian Pale Ale, I believe.
I did not know that.
Indian Pale Ale. So it's a particular type of beer. I don't know. Let's necessarily need to go into the beer.
Please don't.
Yeah, but I think it's the way they make it or something, or what's in it. I don't know, but I don't mind an IPA now and then, not all the time. Anyway, And some bellend commented that nobody was holding a gun to my head and grow up. Yeah, well, so this is the typical Facebook social media. This is a section, right? So the social media arsehole who does things like this, like, you didn't need to say that. You know, somebody's having a conversation. You just didn't need to butt in with your bellend comment and say, well, nobody's holding a gun to your head. Yeah, okay.
Grow up. That's so condescending, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess this is and I hate to do this because we fall into this category, but this tends to be men, sort of middle-aged men that feel that their opinion has to be interjected for no particular reason than for them to sit there and feel smug for 60 seconds.
That's it.
I can imagine this dickhead sitting there after he's hit the enter button going, that told Lee.
Yeah.
Huh.
Exactly, and then maybe having a wank about it, but yeah.
Well, he's going to have to, because I can't imagine anyone else is getting involved with that. What a dickhead.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, it is. It just so you just didn't need to say that. And Lee says that I realised that I shouldn't have reacted because some people relish their reaction, but after a few days, he was just looking for a fight, and the guy was a monumental knobsack that was just looking for an argument. I mean, that's it. That's exactly the nail on the head, right? People just seem to want to kick off an argument online. And I mean, imagine if they did that in real life, right? And you met someone in the pub and just started butting into your conversation.
Oh my God, yeah.
They'd be punched in the face or kicked out or...
Yeah, rightly so.
Yeah. So it's just, I suppose, the sort of can't say the word.
Anal. I think anal is the word you're looking for, isn't it?
No, bloody, I can't fucking say the anonymous nature.
Yes.
Of social media. You know, you don't know who this person is. That could be in a different country, right? But it makes people feel like they are entitled to be just extra annoying and arseholey. I don't
think even the anonymity is an issue, because this is prevalent, I think, on Facebook more than anywhere else, where most people have a profile that actually is who they are.
Yeah.
But it's just that people, and I don't know if every person is like the dickhead that commented on Lee's post. I think there are men who just, doesn't even have to be, I mean, that was just pointless, but it's sticking an opinion in where some years ago, I don't know if I've told this story before, I forget, but my daughter was talking about getting a tattoo.
All right.
And I put a post on because she gets a load, because she was, at the time she was 19, 20.
Right.
And, if she put stuff on Facebook, it was a particular local group she wasn't a member of. I think that's why I did it. I said that I'm just looking for recommendations for a really good local tattooist, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And a number of people came back with recommendations. And then a couple of men interjected, middle-aged men. Oh, what kind of father lets his daughter get a tramp stamp?
Oh.
And you think, firstly, she's a fucking adult.
Jesus Christ.
And secondly, just because you don't like them, actually, no one gives a fuck if you don't like them. Just go away.
Yeah. You don't look at her. Like, yeah, about that.
But when you specifically ask for something...
Oh, yeah.
This is the bit that bugs the shit out of me. You can put a post on Facebook, and it's normally if you're looking for a plumber or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody will interject and give you an opinion that was not asked for. They will say, "Oh, did you realise?" Or "You're not going to." You know what I mean? It's just like, unless you can answer my specific question, don't interject.
Yeah. So many things like that, right? Any forum post, if you ever ask a question on a forum, like, and I've given up, right? But if you don't need to anymore, right? But basically, in the past, if you wanted a very specific, let's say, programming question answered, and you're like, this is what I'm trying to do. I've tried this, that, and the other, and nothing's working. Can I get any pointers in the right direction? Just leave it at that, right? And immediately what you get is, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, because I fucking need to. For whatever reason, right? I'm not just doing it for the laugh. I'm doing something. I've explained, why are you doing that? Why aren't you doing this other thing, which is completely different? Fuck off. Yeah. But yeah, that's just offensive, isn't it? Like, tell what kind of father? Fuck off.
And I mean, there were other ones. And the thing is, who sits there? I cannot get myself into the mindset. Yeah. Going back to your pub analogy, you can imagine sat in a pub and you overhear a conversation between two people, just walking over and just tapping one on the shoulder saying, do you know what? I don't think that I think this is the way you need to do whatever it may be. It's no one in their right mind would do that. But yet social media and the internet, the broader internet, people feel that they have some God-given right to stick their fucking beak in where it's not required.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when we're at the stage now where, social media and online stuff is so prevalent that it's become part of most people's daily life. And therefore, it is, it should have the same culture and just sort of rules or
etiquette.
That's what the word I was looking for. Yeah, that normal life does, because it is normal life, right? So why do you think that you can just butt in and stick your nose in and tell people how they should be living their lives, right? It's none of your fucking business.
There should be. You've got the buttons that like and share and everything else, right? Yeah. There should be a button that you can just touch and said unsolicited opinion, fuck off, right? Yeah. And that person is then just instantly blocked. Banned, and they're told that their opinion, and then maybe, I don't know, sent an email to say, you realise that you are sticking your oar in where it's not welcome or asked for. Have a think, have a little reflect, right, about your life choices, and go away and do something constructive, or just take a step back before you do this in the future and think, am I bringing anything to this person's life when they asked for a plumber and I thought I'd interject and tell them that they needed a new stopcock? I mean, it's... This should be the way that this happens. Okay, so if you are one of these people, I don't think our listeners are these types of people, right? I would stress.
I would imagine.
I'm sure they're just lovely, nice, well-reasoned people. But should the odd person slip through the net? And do you know what? Actually, I forgot to mention. Do you know what triggered this? This whole episode, listeners, is that on our X post, we have a pinned post on X, Twitter. And lots of people have commented on X. It's been there for a while. And someone just said, bore off. Middle-aged bloke, obviously. And you think, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
It's not even an opinion, really.
I don't
We're going to fucking rant about this now because this one was personal. But it's just...
I mean, I'm not really even sure what that means, to be honest. But also, like, what... God.
What was he expecting us to do? Just to shut the podcast down?
No, yeah.
Okay, right. Some random on X has said that we're boring him and we should go away. So let's shut this all down and call it a day.
I mean, it's what we should do is go to his house, knock on the door, and then do the podcast right there. While he's chain him to the door, make him listen, because that's obviously what we were doing, right? Boring him to death, poor bastard. Because he couldn't just unsubscribe to the podcast and move on with his life. God forbid, right?
Well, I don't think he even listened. He just I think he was responding to the actual advert.
Okay.
And just scroll past, right? I mean, the reason what people don't get is that the reason why social media is free is because people pay to advertise on there, right? That's the deal. Okay, so you can't have one without the other. Now, you
Right.
can on YouTube, right? You can pay some money every month and you don't get ads. But on Facebook and X, I think actually now on X you can't you? You can pay money and you don't get any ads.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think you can. Or
you
certainly you
can't
get reduced adverts.
Right. But not
but
Facebook, though.
Not on Facebook. So you're going to get ads, I'm afraid, because that's how this thing stays free. So twats like you can leave your inane opinions. That's just the way it works. So you're going to see an advert, right? You don't have to. You can just breeze past it.
That's it. Yeah. Move on with your life, and you don't have to leave your. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned YouTube, right? So, but I mean, the comments on YouTube, man, is that some terrible, terrible place. I mean, I've stopped reading them, right? So I don't have any pertinent feedback, but basically it's just where every God.
I think those are the places where people feel that they absolutely have a God-given right. I mean, not everyone uses YouTube, but I mean, I look at it a lot, and the comments come up, and half the time they're actually spoiling what you're watching. And you know, there are generally people who say, love this content, keep it going or whatever, and that's all great. But there will always be someone who says, at 6 minutes to 11, you said this, and actually it's that.
But it's even just this sort of people who are obviously, I don't know, young, let's say, and they just say a few random words, it seems like, and or an LOL or something, and it just what was the point in you just, it's not like you're talking to a group of your friends. It's not a conversation.
It's not WhatsApp.
Yeah, but I suppose they're sort of trained that they think that this is just their mates and they're just having a laugh. But like, it's not appropriate to just dump in there whatever it's annoying. But yeah, I don't read it anymore. But yeah, YouTube comments, it's a breeding ground for arseholes for sure.
Yeah, though online opinions. I mean, Jesus, it's actually one of the primary reasons why I look at social media less and less and less these days.
Yeah. I've even thought about making some kind of app that takes and this is not actually possible, right? But in an ideal world, you'd have some kind of app that filters all of your social media, right? Blocks all of the shit that you don't want to see, and only then lets you through like something interesting, or a message that you've been sent that isn't just spam, right? Or I think that like if you just, because there's so much crap and people just scroll past and scroll and you get caught in these doom scrolling, it's called. And you're just looking at this thinking, why am I wasting my life watching this shit and stupid videos about people cleaning their yard? And it's showing me now really, really disgusting houses, and some woman goes in and cleans it up. And I'm like, and it's all speeded up, of course. I'm just like, why are you showing me this? You say my house.
This is an algorithm, so I'm assuming that it's picked up on the, I don't know, what, something you searched for, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, I was thinking about getting a cleaner, but like, so maybe that's it. But
okay,
because I don't have time. But anyway, it is weird, isn't it? It's I just don't want to see it. I just don't. So I mean, yes, okay, don't open the app, right? But what I'm saying is, some people do send me messages that I do want to read, right? So,
well, this is the thing. You need these things, particularly for the authorly stuff. Well, I mean, we post. This podcast is spread around on social media.
Yeah, so you have to keep an eye. Otherwise, But I only want to see the good stuff and filter out the shit, right? But there's so much crap that it's really hard. Yeah, but
just not. I mean, we basically just take an axe to your computer and be done with it. Problem solved.
Yeah. I suppose so.
What you can't avoid, though, are actual humans in real life.
That is true.
And their opinions. Yeah. So you have to work with humans, don't you? Where I don't to a degree. So I'm going to have to bow to your experience on this. But I mean, I did work in offices in the past, so I certainly have some experience of. We're talking sort of colleagues with opinions.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean,
buckle up, folks.
Yes. I mean, I work from home, but I am in meetings, 7 hours of most days or something like that, right? Lots of different meetings, lots of different people on the meetings, some overlap, and yeah. But yeah, I mean, you get the uninvited critic. So you're doing some presentation or whatever, and there's the sort of person who feels like they must have an opinion, a negative opinion, about whatever it is you're talking about, and it's just like that. There's no reason for them to comment at all, but I suppose they get a sort of buzz, or they feel like they're worthwhile or something if they find something wrong. Doesn't matter if it's the best presentation ever in the history of the world. They're gonna find something wrong with it. What's the word for that? There's
pedantic.
Yes. Very much pedantic, but it's just like they must find something wrong. They can't possibly say that the thing was good and leave it at that, or just say nothing.
Well, it's their justification. I would imagine in the workplace, it's somebody justifying their existence, because they can either sit there and go, "Yep, that was great, Adam. Let's move on," right? Or they can go, "Oh, do you know what? Right, if I say something now, it sounds like I've been paying attention," and somebody might go, "Oh, yeah, Adam's idea isn't as good," and they'll think I'm really clever because I noticed this massive flaw that he hadn't thought about, and therefore, the bosses will think favorably of me. God, what sort of person is that?
I mean, and I don't even think it works, right? I think that probably, if you're a decent manager, at least you'll be able to notice that someone's just being a dick for the sake of it, right? But yeah, those people, you just dread having to have a meeting with them, because you know that no matter what you do, you can't please them. And I've always had this thing, right? If no matter what you do, you can't please someone, well, then just stop trying, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But it goes beyond the workplace. I mean, we all know, I think we all have this person in our lives, the person who is this sort of
negative.
They think that they're being honest. So they will all normally start off saying, "Can I be honest with you?"
Yeah.
And what that basically means is, I'm going to give you my opinion now, whether you want it or not, and it's going to be negative, right?
Yeah.
No, Steve, you may not give us your opinion. Fuck off. I didn't ask for it. I don't want it. Okay.
Exactly.
Not. Can I be honest with you? No. And it does also imply, well, what were you being before you asked if you could be honest with me?
Yeah, right. You lying bastard. Yeah.
On this occasion, can I be honest with you?
That's one of those traits, isn't it? A trope, or it's a sort of fashionable thing to say.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, well,
may I be frank? Yeah.
No,
I mean, I guess we all do this from time to time, but some people kind of just, they're
It's using that as an excuse to be an arsehole. I think that's where it gets to be a problem, right? Yeah. I'm going to phrase it like I'm trying to help you, but really, no, you're not. You're just trying to be an arsehole because,
and it brings you onto the sort of passive aggressive element of it, where they want to sound like they're being nice, but ultimately they're just being a dick.
Yeah, the shit sandwich.
And you always know that word, that one word. It's a bit like an apology, right? If the word "but" follows an apology, it is not an apology, right? And it's the same with a compliment. If the word "but" follows a compliment, it is not a compliment. So you can't say, "Oh, I loved your book, but."
Yes, that is it, isn't it?
Because you know that an opinion is coming. It's, "I love your work, but if you'd have done this, or if you'd have ended it that way." And I will tell you, dear listeners, that both Adam and I have had unsolicited emails from people suggesting that there are better ways that we may have written our books.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be an ending. I mean, this is, I think, the ultimate unsolicited advice. When you actually reach out or you compose an email to an author and you say, well, you know, you could have done this, or maybe you should have done that, right? And they may think that they are being helpful, but it goes back to the whole point is, what do they expect us as authors to do? To completely rewrite the book, pull it from Amazon, rewrite it, republish it,
put it back up,
and I honestly, I got this from one guy. One of my most popular books is called Meeting Mungo Thunk, right? And it's a long book, but it's the character Mungo is massively popular and people love him. But this guy emailed me to say that I didn't do this. This is a writing. What's the word? A tactic called. Oh God, was it Save the Cat? Right, and you will know, anyone that has watched the movie or read a book will know this. That basically what happens is the protagonist goes through this arc, gets just towards the end. It looks like he or she has achieved their aim, and then something goes wrong right at the very last minute. And then the protagonist gets to save the cat, right? It's a tactic that's used in writing, whether it's books or screenplays or whatever.
Right.
And this guy had obviously read a book about writing, and I don't like writing to order, right? I don't like following a formula or using all these various strategies that these people suggest. But he said the book would have been greatly enhanced if you'd had a save the cat moment. And you think, I bet he's been dying to use that, right? Because it makes him sound like he knows what he's doing. When he delivered this advice, I think that book had 1,500 reviews and it was averaging something like 4.7. Right. I'm thinking, what? Well, do I listen to the 1,500 people who've actually left a fucking review, most of which are positive, or the thousands and thousands that have bought the book, or people who've emailed me? Or do I listen to this one random twat who felt he had to send me an email?
Yeah, exactly. But this is it, though, isn't it? That stayed with you, right? And the negative stuff does stay with people, right? I've had some really horrific reviews, and I mean, I try and ignore them, but you get bogged down with it, right? And it just
That's a nice segue into the third and final part of the opinion reviews. Do you still read yours?
Sometimes, not as much as I used to, right? But yeah, I mean, I do, because there are some really nice ones, right? So if you don't read them at all, then you're never going to see all the really nice ones, right? So and you know, the nice ones do lift you up, right? And it's like when people
100%,
write to you and, you know, specifically say, I really loved your story or your book or whatever. And, you know, those are nice to see. But
there is, you will always, I think one that pissed me off, it's actually drove me to stop looking at them. And I think anyone that has written a book would have had this at some point. And it's people who put a 1-star review on a novel, not because it was a bad story, but because the book itself arrived late, or there was a crease on the cover or something, right? So nothing to do. So that poor author gets a 1-star review based on Amazon's failure to put a book in an envelope, right? Or because the delivery driver was a day late because it was raining or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's that type of, why would you do that, right? Can you not, as a human being, differentiate the author, right, which is what the book and the content about the book, and Amazon? Fucking email Amazon, right, and say the book did. You don't have to do it in a review. There are plenty of places on Amazon called support or contact us where you can go and bitch about that, right? Don't do it to the poor bloody author
Yeah. Imagine if you went into Waterstones or whatever, and you picked up a book and take it home, open it up, and then there's like a tear on one page or something. And are you going to now tell the author, well, you're a wanker because there was a book in the Waterstones in Gloucester and it was torn. I'm going to blame you for that. 1 star.
It's
stupid. Come on.
But this is the realm now when we get into reviews, where I think we have reached peak opinion, right? And by opinion, I mean stupid opinions.
Yes.
And we've curated a little list, haven't we, of some of the most stupid reviews that we've from across the internet. So we're going to rattle through these because are we already over? I think we're already over, aren't we?
Already over.
Already over, and we still got a way to go. So do you want to kick these off? Because I think these are these basically sum up the whole problem with opinions.
Exactly. All right. So a reviewer complained that they weren't warned that a novel contains sex scenes. The book was adult romance. Romance.
Yeah.
Weren't warned. I mean, what do you do? It's just, I don't know where to start with it.
Adults have sex.
Yeah. That's how
Spoiler.
New people are made, believe it or not. And they, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of movies and things focus on that as well. Not just the ones on Pornhub, but just it's a thing. It's a thing that humans do. What warned? Yeah. What do you mean warned? Somebody didn't come to your house? Don't read that. They're shagging in it.
Well, this is the thing with bloody trigger warnings and disclaimers at the front of books, that people feel that they need to be told about every possible thing. And the trouble is now we live in a society where people are triggered by a multitude of different things, right? Yeah, well, kittens, I don't know, stiletto heels, the French, I don't know, pointy hats. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, how are you supposed to account for the fact that some people don't like stuff? I mean, you just can't, can you?
Well, I do it by just not giving a shit.
Well, that's an option. I mean, I don't understand that these people don't seem to realise that not giving a shit and just getting on with your life is an option.
Is an option. A lot of people take that as well, so you might want to give that a go.
Not this reviewer.
No, and he apparently even counted the swear words and posted them. Oh, there's 5 F words, 20 sh words, 177 swear words in total. What are you doing with your life that you need?
Jesus, they want to read one of our books. God.
Or listen to the podcast. Oh dear. But I mean, come on. How much time have you got on your hands that you're going to sit there reading a book, be ever more incensed and have a little notebook with you, right? Oh, there's another fuck. Oh dear, Mum, so 177 words in total. Out of what, 80, 90,000? That's not too bad, is it?
I mean, it's again, and it's an opinion. These swear words should not be in there. Says who? I tell you what, if you don't like it, you go write a fucking book and then have no swear words, right? Do that, okay? Yeah. You don't need to tell somebody who's written a book how to have written that book, okay? No. Your opinion is an irrelevance.
Absolutely. Right.
Okay, sorry.
Next.
So this one refers to a restaurant. It's just somebody leaving a review for a restaurant, probably on Yelp or Google or something like that. It begins, I would give this restaurant 0 stars if I could. My girlfriend let another guy take her here before proceeding to cheat on me. The restaurant staff should have known something was up when they saw one person with a wedding ring and one without and refused to serve them.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Man.
This is a bitter guy though, right? Okay, so his girlfriend has obviously clearly cheated on him, and he feels he has to vent. And I mean,
obviously, it's the task of some random waitress to vet whether people are wearing wedding rings.
Yeah,
and God forbid,
or cheating or whatever. Yeah, I mean, maybe a questionnaire at the door.
Are you planning to cheat with this lady? Oh, man. God forbid that two friends might meet.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Or a business meeting, where one isn't married. Oh, fucking hell.
I'm going to guess that there's a reason. This guy did not have the... he couldn't actually take a step back and go, yeah, I wonder why she cheated. Because you're the type of guy who leaves 1-star reviews about restaurants. Yeah. You've just kind of answered your own question, really, haven't you? Exactly. You're such a twat. That's why she cheated on you.
Yeah. Oh, God. Poor bastard. Next? Right. This is a short one. The beach was too sandy. Too sandy.
Oh, God. I'm trying to get my head around this, right? Because sand is sand, right? So how is it too sandy?
Sandy.
Can you actually put that into context? What does too much sand look like?
I mean,
was it too deep?
Yeah, too fine, too. I don't know. I mean, because you can get beaches where it's like just pebbles. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
but that's
in England.
Yeah. But that's cool, like a pebble beach. That's the thing. But a sandy beach, people want the sand. They go there for the sand. Oh, sandy beach.
Her name was Sandra Beach, but obviously everyone called her Sandy.
Oh, brilliant. But yeah, that's just, the beach was too sandy. Guys.
That's not even an opinion. Is it an opinion?
I suppose so.
It's a stupid opinion,
really
right?
Really ridiculous. 1 star, too sandy.
Oh, the sea was too wet.
Yeah.
Okay. So this next one, a guest at a Novotel, a popular chain of hotels in Australia, complained that his soup was too thick and too strong. Transpires he was inadvertently slurping the gravy.
Man. Bowl of gravy. This oxtail is a bit strong.
There's a bit of a fine line, though, I think, between. I'm not coming to this guy's defense because he was clearly thick. Yeah. But there is a fine line between certain gravies, particularly when they're flavored with stuff, right? And a soup, because you mentioned oxtail. Oxtail is, is one step to the left from gravy, right?
It could potentially be. Pour a thing of oxtail on your Sunday roast and see how it goes. That wouldn't be too bad, actually.
No. Sorry to take a quick sidebar here, but what the fuck is oxtail? Is it literally the tail of an ox that's made into soup? Because you don't see it in anything else, do you? You're not buying oxtail flavoured, I don't know, crisps or...
You could do. That's interesting.
Oxtail flavoured popcorn.
But I believe
we say that, but based on the old malty biscuit tea, let's not count it out. A year down the tracks, and you can buy ski oxtail yogurt. But okay, we don't know what.
Imagine it used to be, to get all the extra bits of a cow after you've done all the whatever. Boil it up, and then the sort of flavour will come out of that. So that's how stock is made.
How did someone find that out the first time?
Well,
probably the same way that somebody found out their arsehole needed bleaching.
Yeah,
it's just something you shouldn't be doing, and they did it.
Yeah. Yes. So topless sunbathing on the beach should be banned. The holiday was ruined as my husband spent all day looking at other women. Okay.
Now, what wasn't qualified in here is, did the wife have... was she also topless?
Yeah. Probably not, I'm going to guess.
No, okay, yeah.
Right. You can't... It's eye candy. So
we've got to be very... you would argue that if a guy's going to lech at other women, whether their breasts are exposed or not is kind of incidental. It's just I would imagine he probably saw that as a bonus. But if there are women running around in, bathing suits, bikinis, he's going to be leching, isn't he?
Yeah.
Topless or otherwise. So maybe don't take your husband to the beach
or
blindfold him.
Or
like a fucking hostage.
Marry a bloke who isn't a lech. How about you could try
Good
that
luck
one?
finding him.
Well, yeah. I mean, or just like, calm down. If he was shagging all the other women, then...
I mean, how overt was it? I mean, this is the question, right?
Standing there
all
like
day
Benny
looking. I mean, if he got binoculars out, right?
Yeah. And the video camera had a whole setup, lighting.
And he was rubbing his thighs and going, whoa, every 30 seconds. Right? Now, that would be fair. That comment would be fair. And I would imagine probably divorce proceedings should be forthcoming. But if it was an occasional glance, I mean, women, and I know that maybe they don't like to admit this, but men and women lech at men occasionally, right? I mean, it happens. Women will look at a man particularly if he's walking around a beach in a pair of budgie smugglers, and they may pass an admiring glance, right?
And, life goes on. I think that maybe we should do a different episode on this, but I think jealousy is a rage point. We'll have to come back to that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's leave the topless sunbathing and something associated. I love this one. We bought Ray-Ban sunglasses for €5 from a street trader, only to find out they were fake.
Good. Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, it's a bit like the Rolex for like $75 that you can buy in Asia, and they're like, really? I mean, you're buying a $3,000 watch for $75, and at no point did it cross your mind it's not real. I mean, this guy's literally selling them out of a suitcase on a street corner, right? If they were real and he had 40 Rolexes in his suitcase, do you think he'd be stood on that street corner?
Yeah. These must be people who've never watched Only Fools and Horses.
Well,
right?
quite, yes.
You need to. I think you need to get only to find out there were. And who's he leaving the review for? The street trader probably doesn't have.
I'm guessing this was probably one of these things about a Google thing about a particular street or something like that, or a city. People do these sort of like, what was it called, Lonely Planet or Lost Planet? Yeah. Remember there used to be a series of review books. They're probably dead now. I can't imagine you can buy them.
No.
Lonely Planet was, I don't know,
something like that. Yeah,
but if you go there, you can leave, and TripAdvisor as well. You can leave reviews about actual cities, so or towns or villages or whatever it is. So I'm guessing it was one of them,
right?
And somebody bitching that this was unfortunate. It's a bit like people who bitch about, it was 9 miles from the sea. And I mean, what's anyone going to do about that?
Yeah,
I seem to remember
closer.
one. And I couldn't find it. I did look for it. That somebody was complaining. This was an actual review that there was no refreshment facilities on the top of Mount Snowdon. That they were expecting, like, I don't know, a cafe or a restaurant or.
Why is there no Starbucks?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's the second tallest mountain in the UK, isn't it, Snowdon?
Yeah, I think so. But
it's a fucking mountain, right? Clues in the name, Mount Snowdon, right? What were you expecting?
The Disney version would have had a
stupidity. It's
unbelievable.
I mean, notwithstanding the fact that it would be very difficult to actually build a cafeteria on top of a mountain. Why would you, right? Yeah. Because that would just attract people that you don't want at the top of a mountain.
Yeah. It'd be...
Not everything has to be about fucking commercialization and bloody, convenience. Sometimes people just want to go to the top of a mountain to experience the view and to enjoy the challenge of going up that mountain or hill or whatever it may be, right? They just want to stand there, listen to the wind, look out at the view, take a few deep breaths and just savor the moment. They don't want to be buying a fucking caramel macalati double whipped twatty, whatever it may be.
99 ice cream.
Exactly.
And, where's the toilets, please? And
piss in a bush. Yeah. If you can find one.
Yeah, back to nature.
Yeah.
Oh dear, right. So the next one is, now this is brilliant. It took us 9 hours to fly home from Jamaica to England, but it only took the Americans 3 hours to get home.
That's so unfair.
That's you bastards. How dare you be geographically closer to Jamaica than us?
By 6 hours. Yeah.
What?
Honestly.
The fuck? Just unbelievable. How could they do that? Let's move Jamaica closer to England because then it's more convenient.
I'm just trying to think at what this person was thinking. And I'm guessing that they must have thought that their aeroplane went significantly slower than the American Airlines leaving from Kingston, whereas the BA leaving from Kingston to Heathrow was flying at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah,
that was probably what they were thinking.
They probably haven't done the basic aerodynamics courses, and figured out the speed that 747 full of idiots needs to fly to keep in the air.
Yeah. I mean, I think we just have to assume our first conclusion, which is that they are thick as mints. I mean,
definitely.
There's nowhere else to go with that. Talking of thick as mints, this next one. My fiance and I booked a twin-bedded room at a hotel, one assumes. But we were placed in a double-bedded room. Okay. We now hold you responsible for the fact that I am pregnant. This would not have happened if you'd put us in the room that we booked.
There you go. How dare you make us force us to have sex?
Yeah. I mean,
I think this girl needs some iron knickers.
Chastity belt.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that's an option. I mean,
no, well, it's of course. No, God forbid. If you're gonna be in the same bed, then obviously
going to happen. Obviously, yeah.
I mean,
but what if it had happened in the shower or the bathroom? I mean, a bed is not the only place that these things take place, is it? I mean, what are they going to do? No bathroom?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
people do it on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. In the bushes,
If you're going to a hotel room that's got bushes, you need to speak to management.
Outside the window,
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. It sounds like this was an unwanted pregnancy, I'm going to guess, right? Because she doesn't sound...
They weren't married, you see. How terrible.
Okay.
The scandal of it, you see.
Well, no, hold on, right? If this was an affair, you would want a double bed, right?
Well, it says my fiance, right? So that I imagine.
Of course, yes.
So
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, but if you're that,
I think maybe they were religious types, right?
Yes,
which is why they booked. Yeah, so no premarital rumpy pumpy.
God no.
So that's why they had a twin bedded room, because they were in the same bed.
Yeah, couldn't help themselves.
Maybe some alcohol was involved, little Prosecco.
Yeah.
One thing led to another. And yeah.
Come on, Eileen.
Oh, dear. Right. Next.
So, these people, man, I compared the size of our 1-bedroom apartment to our friend's 3-bedroom apartment, and ours was significantly small. 1 star. Well,
where do you go? Where do you go with that?
It's just
Has someone not got the self-awareness when they're typing this out? Now, we all do it, right? We do things, we type stuff when we're annoyed or angry or irritated or all three, right?
Yes.
And we may not be thinking straight. But as you're typing out the words, have you not got the self-awareness to go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, actually. It's just brilliant.
Before you get to the end of it. I mean...
Yeah, you'd think 1 bedrooms compared to 3. I mean, but...
what those 3 bedrooms would have to be there'd be cupboards to actually contain the same floor space, right?
Yeah, very strange.
Idiot.
How dare they, though?
So we're going to round this off now with what I think is possibly the, I don't know if it's a review, but it's more of a question, right? This is regarding a brochure. The brochure stated no hairdressers at the accommodation. We're trainee hairdressers. Will we be okay staying here?
My God.
I can actually hear the concern in her voice.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Oh.
I mean, if it was no hairdressers with that little sort of, circle thing, the cross, no hairdressers, strictly no hairdressers at this accommodation, right? You might understand the question, but
I can't breathe. It's just, oh my God.
Well, we can only assume that they were okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they shouldn't be allowed out of the house.
Certainly not out of the country.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they should be and banned from coming back.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Oh, dear. I don't know where we can go with that, but yeah.
We have to move on. Yeah. So what we're saying is, I suppose, maybe put a bit of thought into before you press that send button or that submit button or whatever.
Type.
Yeah.
In that order.
Should be one of those. Remember those old public information? Yeah.
Very simple.
Should be one of those, a campaign. Think before you press submit.
Something or even before you engage in either physical or digital keyboard, before you even touch it, think, is this useful? Does it bring anything to the party? Is it helpful? Yeah. Or is it just me just spouting an opinion that no one gives a shit about?
It's probably what it is.
And
therefore, you can just not do it and move on with your life.
Save 2-3 minutes of your life. And if you do that every day, all adds up. Compound effect.
It does.
There we go. That's our tip of advice.
Saved you some time.
Exactly.
Very good. All right. Let's have some happy endings.
Oh, so I'm going first here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I did a bit of I have a thing about trainers, sneakers, and I can't.
Should we be worried about that?
Possibly. I don't go stealing them and sniffing them. I mean, I'm buying them for myself, right? Okay. And it's not a kink.
Right, good. Needed to clarify that. Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for a bargain, and I know over the course of a week, I bought 2 pairs of trainers on a sale. And the first one they were brands that very rarely you can find in the sales. And they were size 9, and this is another rage thing, right? Where you can't buy a fucking size 9. Could be anything, right? Could be anything between size 8 and size 10. It's a lottery.
That is so annoying, isn't it? That's for our clothes episode.
That's definitely going in there. Yeah. But I bought them in a size. They had a size 9 or a size 8 available, but they were 50 quid off, and they were by a particular manufacturer that are normally very expensive. And they turned up and they did not fit, obviously. And I was kind of, well, it is what it is, right? It was always, but I bought a second pair of New Balance that were actually even more expensive. They were 110 quid, and I got them for 60. They turned up and they did fit like a glove. And I tell you what, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this, when you buy something in a sale and it comes, there's a degree of anxiety, right?
Yes.
And when you try that thing on and it fits perfectly and you've saved money, that is a very happy moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, I'm guessing you're not.
Well,
you're not empathizing with this, are you?
Well, I mean, a little bit,
because you buy the same shoes over and over and over again.
I used to, but I've kind of moved away from that because I don't know, feet different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I absolutely, it's traumatizing to me to buy shoes for everything you just said, right? Well, are they going to fit? Because obviously I'm not going to go to a shoe store. I think I've probably talked about that before. Is that going to an actual shoe store is my idea of hell for many reasons. And actually, try them on, walk around.
Bunions.
I'm not going to, no. So it is a bit of a lottery, and I absolutely dread, because also sending stuff back, that's probably a different rage point.
Oh, that is
I hate doing
absolute,
that.
particularly anything that's in a big box like shoes or trainers.
It costs a bloody fortune. I have to go all the way to the post office. No, I'm not going to. So I rarely bother sending. So it's a bloody gamble. Is it actually going to fit? And so when I do find something, then I want to buy a load of it and just.
Yeah, that's a happy moment. It's particularly if you've got it in a sale as well. So, I was particularly happy by that.
Nice one.
What's brought you to a happy climax? Sorry, that's God,
matron. So I probably talked about this to death on the previous episodes, but I recently started doing what I call my short story VIP club, which is where people can, because it takes me a long time to actually write a book and put it out, there's like a huge gap between them. So I thought people, often say, when's your new book out? Well, it's going to be a while, sorry. But so I had this convoluted idea that I would do monthly short stories. Call it my short story club. It's €1 or €3 if you want an ebook, blah, blah, blah. I've said it before, right? But anyway, the second one just went out the other day, and so far I've had nothing but really lovely feedback from people saying they really enjoyed the story, and that's made it all. So first off, I'm delighted that people joined in the first place. Secondly, that they kept subscribing for the second month. And thirdly, that they really enjoyed the story. So, it's just all of that. It was a gamble. It was like, I don't know if people would do this, but they did, and happy. So, it's lovely to get that feedback that people actually think it's worthwhile.
It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Because you do sometimes feel. I mean, I remember in the very early days of doing the podcast, you do feel like you're shouting into a void.
You do, and there's no, we don't know. I read it. I think that I would read that, but I'm a weirdo, right? So I don't know if people are going to like stuff. So you build it up over time. You put out a book, and the same feeling is when you put out a new book. It's like, I don't know. Is the reviews going to be terrible? Will people hate this? You don't know, right? No matter how many times you do it, you've done it fucking 19 times, right? But guarantee number 20 when you do it, it's like, oh, Jesus, are people going to like this? But
never goes away, ever.
No. So,
in fact, I think it goes the other way. It gets worse because, the early days, you think, well, who gives a fuck? Nobody reads it. There's no expectation, really, is there? But the more you write, the more you put out,
every book has to be better,
you just feel that there's an extra sense. There's more people, obviously, going to read it, so there's that. And then there's the jeopardy element. It's like, they're basing it on something you've written before.
Yes.
So it's a standard to maintain or exceed, you would hope. And so, that anxiety is real.
Yeah, it is, So just, I got lots of nice feedback. If you've read those stories, if you like them, let me know, because otherwise, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing here.
And on that note, actually, if you do get an opportunity to leave some feedback or even just mention this podcast, right? I mean, I know we keep begging for money, but you could do us a favor just by helping spread the word. A retweet if you do X or repost, what they're calling it. Just telling people at work or putting something out on Facebook. Every little bit. Just think if every person that listens to this podcast, right, even if they don't, make a financial contribution, if they told 3 people, then as many as 9 people would find out about it by next weekend.
That's right.
I mean,
exactly.
That would be amazing. So, and genuinely, our aim is to take this weekly. But obviously, we can't do that until we're at the stage where we have a big enough listenership and some form of funding. So it's funding. That sounds bad, doesn't it?
Well, at the moment, right, we won't be able to do. we're limited on the upload, right? So we've gone. I think this is probably the longest middle-aged ever.
Where are we? Jesus Christ.
34. So we literally can't do this again this month because we won't be able to upload
without spending money. Do you think, right, for £2 a month, you get the best part of 3 hours of entertainment? What else can you get for £2? That you can listen to in the car while you're doing the gardening, while you're ogling women on a beach.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, £2 won't get you much of a hand shandy, will it? So
certain parts of the world it might. I don't know.
Well, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not going to do that. But we will keep you entertained while you're doing it.
Disclaimer: may not include.
May not include. So that's buymeacoffee.com/middle rage. You can donate whatever you like. Beat the sweet with your 10 coffees. Or sign up for the monthly £2 a month. £2, come on.
Sponsorship. This is we're calling this. Or support. Yeah.
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 There you go. We'll stop harping about it now. But on the listener survey, is that still open?
It's still up there. Yeah. I will repost. I think probably people are pissed off at hearing about it now. So this will be the last time we mention it. So if in 2 years' time, you go, do you know what? I really wish I'd filled that survey because they're now doing something I really don't like. We've introduced a third. We become a thruple with an AI, something weird. Not an actual thruple. Fuck that. I mean, a podcasting thruple. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So.
But you'll have no one to blame but yourself because you didn't fill out the survey. So there you go. So we'll
say, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Indeed, yes. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Hold your piss. I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking
of which. All right. Well, thank you very much for your listening and for your donations and for your lovely feedback. And we will talk to you whenever we can the next time.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Bye.